Hello guys, how you doing? Yeah, welcome to my first vlog, which is this vlog is on composition. A few of you guys have asked me how I go about writing bass lines to songs and just tips and general tips on how to go about writing bass lines on songs. So I thought I'd start off this vlog, these vlogs I'm doing with a compositional one. Okay, so what we have here in front of us is my new band, which is just a couple of guys at the moment, my friends Matt and Celine. And what I thought I'd do is every time I create a bass line to a song, I can talk you through the bass line and why I think that that bass line is the best bass line for me to put to that particular song. Okay, so what we have here is these guys just jamming in their van. Okay, so and I've recorded it and I've uploaded it to my computer so I can create a bass line on top of it, which is kind of a cool way of doing things. Yeah, it kind of works better. Sometimes you can think of better things after the jam, and I didn't have my bass anyway. So let's start this song off, and I'll talk you through it. And what we need to do first is listen to see if there is actually anything we can put to it, which is positive. So the first thing we notice is my friend Matt there. He's playing a ukulele. Okay. Now, a ukulele is a very high-end instrument, a very folky instrument, so if I was going to put a bass line to it, we wouldn't want it to be too busy and noisy. Okay, so there's some nice harmonies going on there. So we'd want those harmonies to come out, so we wouldn't want to play too much so they wouldn't be able to breathe. So this is the verse. It looks like there's a slight bridge into a chorus. And here we have a chorus. Okay, if a drummer was to play along to this, he would have to be very percussive. It wouldn't be drums because of the ukulele. It would have to be something very in the background and not too noisy, not a rock drum, because it just wouldn't fit. It would be too noisy. So I have to take that into account when I'm playing my bass line. Right, okay, so I've heard enough, I think. I think I can put something quite cool and something positive to the song. I can add to it without taking away from these harmonies and Matt's ukulele part, because you're in danger when you're playing like folky lo-fi stuff like this of just stifling in it and just not letting it breathe, because it's all about these harmonies. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug the bass in and then we'll go back and I'll chat to you about a line I'll put over the top. See you in a bit, guys. Bye bye. Okay, so yeah, I've had a good listen to the song and I could definitely put a bass line down to it. One of the most important things we can do as bass players or as musicians at all is we have to listen to the whole. We have to listen to the whole thing rather than just what we're playing. Okay, then we can't just think about ourselves. We have to add something to the musical piece. Otherwise, it's the worst thing you can do. It's like, I mean, there's so many bass players out there that can play so quick and smart and cocky, but when they're in a band with other people, they don't listen to the band, they just listen to themselves and say, oh, I can do this and this and this, and therefore they hurt the band, they hurt the music. Okay, they hurt the music coming out. They choke it, what I call choking. You'll hear me say that quite a bit. Okay, so in this instance, for example, I could play loads of stuff over the top of what they're doing, but I think that the ukulele, because it's just a ukulele and it's such a high-end instrument, and because of their vocal harmonies are so powerful and they're the main part of the song, that I don't want to get in the way of that by playing too busy and taking the listener's ear away from those main parts. Yeah. So in this instance, I'll play something very, very basic. Okay, I might just sit back and play just roots or something, or an octave to root or a root to octave, anything like that. I'm not going to sit and put loads of stupid fills in because it doesn't need it, and that's a really important lesson people need to understand, because yeah, it's just really, really important. Any musician needs to know that. Okay, so think of the whole, listen carefully, and just listen to the whole thing, and do what's right for the song rather than what you think is right for the call, because people's ears are lended to harmonies and melodies rather than bass lines. Okay, so all I'm going to do is add low. All right, I'm just going to add low. I'm going to do my role as a bass player. I'm going to maintain a low, and I'm going to add a bit of melody. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to listen to this now. And the problem is, if I've uploaded this to YouTube, that video that I just showed you, and it jumps really badly, and I don't know why. It's really frustrating, but it does it. So I'm going to be out of time all over the place, but I'll explain when and why. Okay. So what I could do is just add roots. See the jump? That jumping is doing my head in there, it's making it really difficult. Okay, so what I was doing there, okay, is just, I could, first of all, on that G, I could just play boom, boom, because I'm giving low, okay, and I'm giving the melody because I'm playing a note. But it's not really that interesting. So what I changed to was the octave to root. If you don't know what an octave is, there's plenty of my lessons to go back to have a look at. Also there's the major scale. Okay, so anyway, so I'm hitting that once, and I think that's enough. Okay, I'm sure in the song there'll be opportunities for me to add some more, but just right now, that's what I'm going to stick with. Okay, so that's my phone you can hear in the background, and there's a run up here. I don't know what that is. The chorus. Works. Okay, I'm just playing like a driving rock bass line there, which works, I think. I mean, I could add a feel to it. Which I'm not going to do. I mean, when we get a drummer, I'll make that line more busy. Yeah, but for this instance, just for the ukulele and the two vocals, I'm going to stick with, because it adds the low and it adds that drive in, which the choruses tend to need. Okay, then let's come back to the song. Then there's a bridge. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so because I've simplified everything and everything's been so simple. There's a slight bridge where there's no vocal and it's just a sustained vocal. So I can do something a little bit more cockier. So in this instance, I just did a string bend. What I'm doing is running the major scale backwards. Okay, I'm doing a string bend, and then sorry, and then just coming back down to the root again. It's just something that a lot of bands like Soundgarden do that I like to do because I just think it adds a nice thing. Okay, so I would most likely do that. So what I've done so far is I've got an octave to root verse, then I'm just doing a driving chorus, which is roots, and then in that slight bridge part, which is just a bar, I'm doing just playing that part there, and then we can come back round to the verse. But you notice everything's come down, so I would come down as well. I would simplify things. It's all about feeling, okay? Feeling, very, very important. It's all just very, very quiet when we come back into that verse again, because we come out of that really driving and powerful chorus. We've come back into a very quiet verse. And then after that, everything slowly builds back up again. So we go back into a verse again, then we go back into typically another chorus. So let's have a quick play along with that. So we go chorus, out of time because it's jumping. Again. So it's the same thing again, I'd play, yeah. I'll do exactly the same thing, I wouldn't change anything there. I'd keep that bass line exactly the same. Then we have that bridge again where we have the string bend. Let's try that, just to make sure it works. Yeah, it works. That works. That works. That definitely works. So what I did at the end there, coming from that Soundgarden-y stringy bend bit again, then there's an ending. So the ending's just, and all I'm doing again is staying in time and offering low, or staying in time when the video doesn't jump about all over the place, and just coming down. And again, when the drummer joins. And if he brings power to it, and Matt takes the ukulele and transposes everything from the ukulele to the guitar, then it'll have more of a rockier edge, yeah. And then we can play heavy, and I can do more fills. But as the video you've just watched, the ukulele, the two vocals like that, I'm happy with what I'm doing on bass. That's just my opinion, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of other people that do a lot more different things than that. Some people would simplify it more, and some people that don't really know what they're doing when it comes to music would just drown the whole thing with a really cocky bass line, slap and popping all over the place. Again, so we'll come back to the whole thing, look back, just let the music breathe and listen with your ears, and and even with here, I know it sounds cheesy, but feeling is the most important thing. It really, really is. Don't overplay too much. I don't need to overplay in this song. I just need to let it do the talking, and then I'll just add a little bit more. I'll stay in time, I'll add my low, and that's what I'll do. For this song in particular, just this song, yeah. And there's other songs, and I'll show you those in the next vlogs, okay, and we'll go through some more, because it's not always going to be like this. Okay, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it give you a bit of an idea of, I'm sorry about the time skipping and stuff, but a bit of an idea about how I work when I'm creating bass lines. And don't forget, if you want to comment on this, I'm not going to do YouTube comments because it's getting too much, so just click below, and then there's a link to learnbass.net, which is my blog, and comment there, okay. Then you can subscribe there as well. See you later, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.